Now on CoastTV News.
How Ocean City is enforcing a special event zone for this weekend's big car event. And a look at Milton from space, how Delaware Governor John Carney is helping out Florida.
And as we are looking at Milton, still a Category 5 hurricane with 160-mile-per-hour winds, and we'll talk about the trajectory of its movement and whether it could possibly affect us.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Ocean City's event zones and the added police presence for this week and into the weekend. Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson and welcome to CoastTV News at 11. Tonight we begin in Ocean City. It's a big weekend for car lovers in Ocean City this weekend, and the town is enforcing special event zones throughout the weekend to keep everyone safe. CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us people say this will make it better for pedestrians and those traveling on the road.
Slow down in Ocean City this weekend or it might cost you. As the town of Ocean City is enforcing a special event zone for its endless summer cruising event this weekend. These events can pack the roads. Lower speed limits and higher fines for violations will be in effect on Coastal Highway through Sunday. One local has seen a few events in Ocean City and says he's happy to see this special event zone in place.
I always like to see that stuff no matter what, just because it makes it more safe anyways. And I'm just a fan of being safe and driving slow, and there's been plenty of accidents, trying to keep from that, so I agree with everything they're doing.
These zones are established by the town of Ocean City 3 times a year for times that welcome in a lot of motorists. Lori Chappelle has seen how people drive in Ocean City and says this weekend will be a good change.
I feel better knowing it could be a little bit slower, just because I've been down here before and people just drive like crazy, like there's no speed limit at all anywhere. So I think it's good.
While Ocean City is known for hosting big events that locals and visitors love, safety is always a top priority, whether on the roads in a car or on the crosswalks and sidewalks as a pedestrian. Although the event doesn't start until Thursday, the town of Ocean City is looking to enforce these special event zones now to make sure cars are ready for an increase in both cars and pedestrians this upcoming weekend. In Ocean City, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
We now take a live look into the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us with a look at our weather on Delmarva and what Hurricane Milton is doing right now. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to you. And overall, first of all, we're going to stay pretty quiet here, but we want to keep a close eye on what's happening with Milton because it's such a monumental and historic storm. We'll take a detailed look at that as well as dispel some not so great information that's circulating on social media right now. So our gutter helmet camera, ocean view, 54 degrees. Winds are out of the north and calm. We'll drop down and we're going to stay clear for tonight with temperatures in the 50s. Now, as far as what's happening with our immediate area near Cambridge, we do have a small craft advisory still active throughout the Chesapeake Bay area. And so we're watching out for 25-mile-per-hour winds there. But overall, we're still under the influence and the protection of a high-pressure system staying dominant. Down in Florida, that's where the big story is, as storms and showers are already there. And we see Milton right now churning to the northeast at 12 miles per hour with sustained winds at 160 miles per hour. And it's a Category 5 hurricane. Now, this is just the beginning of what's happening with this particular storm. But right now, officials are saying that this is the kind of a storm that not only has historical ramifications, but because it's coming behind Helene, it could also pose a double threat to the same folks in the path of the second storm.
Storm chasers from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration on a, quote, bumpy ride flying inside Hurricane Milton as it tracks toward Florida. The storm is expected to double in size before slamming into the Sunshine State late Wednesday, just 2 weeks since Hurricane Helene hit.
Well, my mom just lost everything in the Helene storm. Don't want to do it again or potentially have anything bad happen.
The back-to-back storms left little time to clean up. Piles of debris still not picked up from Helene could be tossed around by Milton's winds and water, causing new hazards.
There's still a lot of debris out there. So it is a concern, and we're running out of time with that, which is another reason why the best thing that we can advise for people at this time is those are the areas that are required to evacuate, so please do so.
Officials are pleading for people to leave, warning that they risk being killed if they stay.
This is not survivable. I just want to tell you, if you think you're going to be able to stay out there and protect your property, It's not going to happen.
The storm's eye and eye wall could come ashore in the Tampa area and unleash record storm surge, potentially becoming the worst storm to hit the city in over 100 years.
If you're going to get out now.
NOAA officials warning that the destruction from Hurricane Milton is already roughly projected to cost, quote, multiple tens of billions of dollars. In Tampa, Florida, I'm Lee Waldman.
Now, we take a look at the path. We're looking at a 5 to a 4 as it approaches Tampa. And so we're looking for that surge up to 15 feet in some areas. Now, I want to explain something about the Saffir-Simpson scale. When we're talking about a Category 3, we're talking about 9 to 12 feet of inundation with 130 mile per hour winds. 155 is for a 4, and a Category 5 is 155 or above. There are no Category 6 hurricanes. That's one of the bad pieces of information that's floating around on Instagram and on TikTok. That is not a true thing. That is false and bad information. And so we're talking about a total wipeout when that occurs. Second and final thing is, before I wrap it to you, Brandon, and there's no way in which the government or any other government can form a hurricane and guide it somewhere. Seeding, as it's been brought to my attention as well, is just sprinkling some rain on a desert area or a drought area. Seeding and hurricanes are two totally separate things, and seeding doesn't control the weather like this extent either. Back to you, Brandon.
Thank you, Paul. And now to how Delaware is reacting to Milton. Governor John Carney is deploying the Delaware National Guard to Florida to assist with the response to Hurricane Milton. 100 service members and over 40 vehicles will be activated tomorrow to help manage the hurricane's impact, which could bring very dangerous storm surges, winds, and flooding to Florida's west coast. The Guard will assist with route clearance and other emergency needs for 8 days. In Lewis, road work is happening on 2 major roads. Kings Highway near Cape Henlopen High School is undergoing construction to add more turn lanes. That's not all. Part of New Road is also closed due to Chesapeake Utilities beginning new gas line installations. DelDOT says this is the first step needed to eventually replace Canary Creek Bridge in a few years. Some locals are happy about this.
I think it's going to be great when it's done, because it's going to give us opportunities to be on the creek. And I've been a Delawarean for all my life, and I know this always floods, so it's only going to help.
DelDOT says the Kings Highway construction is expected to be completed near early November. New Road will be shut down for 8 weeks also. The holiday season will be here before you know it, and you know what that means, the return of Draper's Media Bless Our Children campaign. We support charities who handpick families in need, and they ensure every child gets a gift to open Christmas morning. Right now, we are looking for those charities. We are accepting applications from those nonprofits through October 18th. The Ocean City Council has approved upgrades to the convention center and will be using $4 million in bond money, according to the Director for Tourism and Business. The roof will be replaced, elevators needed to be upgraded, and there are also plans to replace concrete and flooring in the exhibits A, B, and C to a more multi-purpose flooring suitable for more sporting events. Officials say the center will be more attractive and hopefully generate more income.
I think gym floors, compared to the concrete that's there currently, I think can definitely host a lot of sports.
After 2 months, the bond money now approved and the Ocean City Convention Center can now move forward with these improvements. We are just now getting started on Coast TV News at 11. Still to come, how Hurricane Milton is affecting politics. But first, federal government spending, how the government spent 10% more than last year.
And we take a look at our Bay forecast. We're looking for a good deal of sunshine, a bit of a cool start in the morning time. So we're looking at it staying chilly for us not only in Cambridge, but also in Crisfield. Your full forecast coming up in just 60 seconds.
Foul odors, discolored water. Are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FH Fur has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
We're bringing bright hope to Delaware by creating opportunity. As Secretary of Labor, I focused on preparing the workforce of tomorrow. And in Congress, I've worked to strengthen career and technical education. Jobs that might not require a four-year college degree, but do require skills. With jobs like these. Together, we can build the workforce of today and tomorrow. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I approve this message because our opportunities should be limitless.
Here on Delmarva, everything's quiet, cool, calm, and collected. Not so much for the folks in Florida. And we're also going to give you the latest tracking, what's happening with that monster of a hurricane, Milton, which is right now a Category 5, which is the highest level of category you can have on the Saffir-Simpson 6 scale, which was actually set up in 1971. So our tunnel and razor camera, we're at 55 degrees. A little bit of breeze is happening for us right now in the Lewis area. We'll drop to 52 degrees under mostly clear skies. We had a high today of 71 degrees in Georgetown and Salisbury. Had a high of about 69 degrees actually in Ocean City. Now, where that ranges or where that falls in our normal range of things, pretty much actually dead center. I mean, 1 degree off for the high and a few degrees off for the low, but nothing that's awe-striking or something that's all that remarkable. But what is indeed impactful right now is just the real chill that's in the air. We're in the 40s, for example, 47 in Redden, 48 for us in Georgetown, and 49 in Delmar, as well as Seaford, a little bit warmer towards Rehoboth Beach at 58 degrees. We still haven't reactivated small craft advisory throughout the entire Chesapeake Bay area, and we were concerned about possible rip currents. That's no longer an issue, but we have high pressure that's building in right now, and this high pressure system, and really what's reinforcing high pressure that's coming out of Canada, that's going to force what's happening in Florida to stay down and away from us. Because even though it's a monster of a storm in a Category 5, and I mean, it's really big, deepening, defined eye that's pushing here. Wind sustained at 160 miles per hour. Wind gust up to 200 miles per hour. At one point, it was actually 220, and the barometric pressure was a little bit lower at 904, 905 at one point. The fourth strongest and deepest hurricane that we have on record in the Gulf. It's a Category 5, possibly going to be downgraded to Category 4. I've spoken earlier that I thought it could possibly hit Florida as a 4. Right now, it looks like that projection that I was calculating, that's what the National Hurricane Center is actually looking like they're going to abide by for right now. But once again, we check that on a 3-hour basis or even a little bit more as it gets closer to Florida. And we're looking forward to push across between Tampa and Fort Myers. And right in that area is where we're looking for possibly 15-foot storm peak surge. We'll continue to monitor that for you. Back here at home, 73 degrees and sunshine for us really across most of the peninsula. And so we're staying in the 70s. Now, think about this. For Wednesday, we're looking at a few scattered clouds, but then it clears out, and we're looking for temperatures to fall into the 40s in the morning time going into Friday. But overall, here's a look at your extended forecast. We're cool on Thursday and Friday, but we're back to feeling warmer than usual Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you, Paul. And as Florida braces for another powerful hurricane, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are accusing each other of playing politics with this storm. Julia Brenbrook shows us the latest.
As Florida recovers from Hurricane Helene and braces for Hurricane Milton, the FEMA administrator is warning against misinformation. False rumors about funding have plagued the agency in recent days. Several of those statements coming from former President Donald Trump, who incorrectly claimed that FEMA funds have been used for housing illegal migrants.
We really have just got to stop this rhetoric, because what it's doing is it's putting fear in the people that we're not going to be there to help them. And I worry that they won't register for assistance with us.
Meanwhile, politicians on both sides of the aisle are pointing fingers when it comes to communication. A White House official says Vice President Kamala Harris reached out to Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis multiple times since Hurricane Helene made landfall in his state, but he has not taken her calls.
Playing political games at this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is just utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish, and it is about political gamesmanship.
The Florida governor says that Harris has, quote, no role in the hurricane response, and suggested she is inserting herself due to her political campaign.
I've had storms under both President Trump and President Biden, and I've worked well with both of them. She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm.
The White House says DeSantis did connect with President Joe Biden for a phone call late Monday, and he's told reporters he's thankful to the president for approving everything his state has needed so far. But when Biden was in Florida last week to survey the damage on the ground, DeSantis declined to join him, instead holding his own press conference in another city. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
The federal government spent far more than it collected in the revenue for fiscal year 2024, according to the Congressional Budget Office. The budget hit $1.8 trillion last fiscal year. Deficit was $1.7 trillion. Lawmakers struck a deal last month to fund the government until December 20th, avoiding a shutdown. The federal government spent $6.8 trillion in fiscal year 2024, about 10% more than the prior fiscal year. You can get a head start on your holiday shopping this week. Amazon's Prime Big Day Deals has returned. The 48-hour sales event offers Prime members exclusive access to deals across a number of popular categories. Amazon says you can expect deep discounts on products from top brands, including Dyson, Lego, and Bose. This is the third time Amazon has hosted a Prime Day style event during the fall season. The sale is on right now and ends Thursday. As natural disasters intensify across the country, potential buyers may be assessing an area's climate risk when they're shopping for a new home. Zillow launched a feature last month showing how vulnerable a property for sale might be to extreme weather events. The real estate website teamed up with climate modeling company First Street for the data. It shows flood, wildfire, wind, heat, and air quality risk on individual listings through color-coded maps. TikTok's legal problems, how the app could be one swipe away from disappearing.
Angela Alsobrooks got caught taking illegal tax breaks, at least $16,000.
Senate candidate Angela Alsobrooks took advantage of tax breaks that she was not eligible to get.
Angela Alsobrooks' campaign says she was unaware of the error.
That's odd because all 4 mortgages were in her name on the D.C. property.
Alsobrooks owes $59,000 in back taxes. Alsobrooks isn't just dishonest on her taxes, she's dishonest with us. Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Farmers are superheroes, true conservationists. We are using soil health practices to help fight climate change. Soil health farmers are working today to protect tomorrow, using regenerative agriculture and climate-smart practices like no-till and cover crops to improve soil health. Healthy soils sequester carbon, improve water quality, and produce sustainable, nutrient-rich food. Soil health farmers are working today to keep Delmarva a beautiful place for generations to come.
The Camry legacy is earned through decades of continuous improvement. For timeless cars and lasting memories. Right now, buy a Camry with 3.99% APR.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
When my husband got sick, he needed full-time care, but I couldn't afford to be there for him.
Workers in Delaware were forced to choose between their paychecks and their families. It was wrong.
Sarah knew we had to fix this, so she met with everyone and listened. Sarah brought Democrats and Republicans together.
Being able to care for a sick child or partner without losing your pay, that's going to help a lot of people.
I'm Sarah McBride. I approve this message because bringing people together is how to get things done.
The Today Show, weekdays at 7 on CoastTV.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
TikTok is facing more legal pressure Tuesday. 14 states filed lawsuits claiming that the social media platform harms children's mental health. The lawsuits allege that TikTok uses an addictive content recommendation system that puts profit over safety. They claim it's designed to keep minors on the app as long as possible, which helps the company boost revenue from selling targeted ads. They cited TikTok's endless scrolling feed of content. It challenges videos and late-night push notifications that can disrupt sleep. The complaint also alleges that TikTok's so-called beauty filters can cause body image issues and other mental and physical health disorders. TikTok said it believes its platform is safe for all children. And nearly 120 million adults have high blood pressure in the U.S. That's according to the CDC. It can put you at risk for heart disease, stroke, and other significant health issues, but a person with high blood pressure often has no symptoms. That's why getting it measured is important. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains how to be properly positioned when measuring your blood pressure.
At a doctor's appointment, it's one of the first things you have done. Knowing your blood pressure is a critical part of health, but researchers say some readings may not be right.
In order to diagnose hypertension, the first step is getting an accurate blood pressure measurement. Inaccurate measurements, whether in the clinic or in the home, can lead to misdiagnosis or either over or under treatment.
Dr. Tammy Brady with the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine is senior author of a study which finds that having your arm in the wrong position during blood pressure checks, whether at home or in the doctor's office, can result in significantly higher readings.
It's not just putting on a cuff and pushing a button.
To get the most accurate readings, Brady says your arm should not be on your lap. It should also not be dangling unsupported at your side. Instead, it should be resting like this at chest height. Before the blood pressure is checked, she says to empty your bladder. Avoid exercise, tobacco, nicotine, and alcohol for at least 30 minutes beforehand. Sit with your back supported, feet on the floor, and be free of distractions so that you can relax.
And then ideally, you would take 2 to 3 measurements, 30 to 60 seconds apart, and take the average of those measurements. And that part's important because everyone's blood pressure varies minute to minute, beat to beat. And in order to get closer to the truth, you want an average of those measurements.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Brady says she hopes her study raises awareness for the need for training and certification of blood pressure measurement practices. Teenagers are spending a lot of time online, and it appears to be playing a factor with their overall emotions. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention is out with its Youth Risk Behavior Survey. It notes that more than 3/4 of high schoolers use social media several times a day. The survey finds the more frequently students are online, the more likely they will feel depressed or hopeless. Those in that group were also more likely to say they've been bullied and had seriously considered suicide. Coming up in sports, we see if the Phillies can get one more win closer to the next round, or if the New York Mets will keep their Cinderella story going in the MLB playoffs. After that, 2024 TSA stats, how many guns were discovered in airports so far this year?
And we're looking at picture-perfect conditions on the golf course for tomorrow. Sunny skies and temperatures in the mid-70s. Coming up, we'll take a look at your 10-day forecast in just a bit.
Watch for the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep.
Through Monday at Johnny Janasek. Buy more, save more with up to an extra $1,000 off our everyday low prices or up to 60-month special financing. But it all ends Monday only at Johnny Janasek World of Furniture and Mattresses.
The world's #1 selling farm tractor. Easy to operate and more powerful than your average tractor. Mahindra tractors. Push more, pull more, lift more. With more torque and lower engine maintenance, Mahindra tractors are rugged and tough. We know how much you love your land, so we want you to love your tractor. Get your next Mahindra tractor today. Southern States of Milford, improving farming and improving life. Rooted since 1948.
It's a prosecutor's job to help keep families safe. And as state's attorney, I did so without apology because I believe anyone who commits a heinous crime or anyone who harms a child must be held accountable. I worked with law enforcement and cut violent crime by 50%. And as county executive, made investments to recruit and train more officers. I'm Angela Also Brooks, and I'm running for Senate because I never back down from tough jobs. That's why I approve this message.
Every October we go pink in remembrance of our very own Diana Vincent and the millions suffering from breast cancer around the world. We proudly provide pink frogs to our customers in October and help raise money and awareness to support an end to this disease.
No strangers here, just friends you haven't met yet. With comfortable outdoor seating and an authentic Irish bar, Irish Eyes in Milton is a local favorite by the Broadkill River. Irish Eyes in Lewis with ample free parking, a gorgeous waterfront patio, extensive menu favorites, and the best happy hour on the water. Book our Lewis room for all of life's celebrations. With a lovely panoramic view, in-house chef, and a professional team to make your next event one to remember. Find out more at irisheyespub.com.
Find your better night's sleep for less at Johnny Janosic. Shop now and get a $300 MasterCard reward card on select brand purchases. And we'll haul away your old mattress for free for a limited time only at Johnny Janosic's Mattress World.
Now to movie news. From the return of a classic favorite film to a movie some thought would never reach theaters. Here's David Daniel with your Hollywood Minute.
People keep asking if I'm back. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
The original John Wick is headed back to theaters. The Keanu Reeves action flick that spawned 4 other movies and a TV series so far returns to cinemas for its 10th anniversary. The Baba Yaga hits the big screen again on Sunday, November 3rd and Wednesday, November 6th. Info at fathomevents.com.
Oh, wow. There's a lot going on here.
The Jonathan Majors bodybuilding movie Magazine Dreams is heading to theaters. Disney dropped the film amid Majors' legal woes. Now, Briarcliff Entertainment says it'll distribute the film early next year. Last December, a jury found Majors guilty of assault and harassment of his former girlfriend. Majors had pleaded not guilty to the charges.
Let me fight beside you.
The director of Dune Part 2 is getting a Big Apple honor. Denis Villeneuve is set to receive the Gotham Director Tribute for the film at the 34th Annual Gotham Awards ceremony on December 2nd. The announcement calls Villeneuve a visionary who has redefined the genre for modern audiences. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The TSA stopped over 5,000 firearms from going through airport security at checkpoints so far this year. The agency said in a release that is stopped 5,028 firearms during the first 9 months of 2024. That's an average of 18.3 firearms detected per day. More than 93% of those firearms were loaded. That's up 6.3% from the 638 million passengers screened in the same period last year. The FDA has approved the first at-home test to detect both flu and COVID. The Food and Drug Administration granted marketing authorization for the rapid check of COVID-19 and the flu test. The test uses a nasal swab and takes approximately 15 minutes to test for both COVID-19 and flu. Other over-the-counter combo tests are currently available under the Emergency Use Authorization, but the FDA says that the full approval of this new test is especially important as the country enters the annual flu season. The retail chain, known for ushering in the spooky season, is now embracing Christmas. Spirit Halloween has announced that it will be opening 10 Spirit Christmas stores later this fall. They will mostly be located in the U.S. Northeast, and the company says that stores will be filled with Christmas-themed decorations, inflatables, and gifts. Customers will also be able to wander through life-size gingerbread village, as well as take a photo with Santa Claus.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
A big game 3 in the NLDS. The Philadelphia Phillies at the home of the New York Mets in the best-of-5 series. Winner goes up 2-1 in the series. Bottom of the second we go. No score. Pete Alonso takes it yard, and the New York Mets take a 1-0 lead in the NLDS Game 3. The fans are absolutely loving it. And well, they're going to see an offensive showdown, a one-sided showdown here tonight between these teams. More from New York. That smash by Jesse Winker. Upper deck, no doubt about it. 2-0 in favor of the Mets. And they would not stop there. They kept it going. Bases loaded for the Mets. Marte hits it into center field. That makes it 4-0 New York in the bottom of the 6th. But that's not all, people. Their offense was on fire here tonight in their first home game of the MLB playoffs in this series. And more bases loaded opportunities. Mets go up 6-0 in the bottom of the 7th. The Phillies, they score 2 runs and they're down to their last strike. Clemens goes down swinging. The Phillies now face elimination. Mets win 7-2 and take a 2-1 series lead. To the gridiron we go. We have to take a look at our live poll right now on the DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com. You can vote for who you think is going to come out on top. Will it be the Cape Henlopen Vikings or the Sussex Central Golden Knights? Make sure you head to our website and vote for who you think will come out on top on the gridiron. That game Friday night on DSN at 7 p.m. That'll for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Up next, fall fun awaits in Milton this weekend. How you can get in the spirit at Dogfish Head.
NBC Nightly News, weeknights at 6:30 on Coast TV.
You don't know how much pressure you put on your septic system, but Rid-X does. In a 21-month study, scientists proved that Rid-X reduces up to 20% of waste buildup every month. Take the pressure off with Rid-X.
Get ready, Delmarva. Excitement and incredible savings have arrived at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $3,200 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,300 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Hey, you're coming with me today.
I am?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
My sister loves volunteering with her coworkers.
Heads up.
I asked her why she likes it so much.
This is my little sister.
She said there's something special about helping out with Food Lion.
Yes, of course. Have a great day.
You get to make people smile.
Here to fill tables and hearts with hope. Food Lion feeds, here for every moment.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on Coast TV.
I voted for Larry Hogan when he ran for governor.
I did twice. But Larry Hogan for Senate? I can't do that.
Because Larry Hogan would give Republicans control of the Senate.
Republicans could pass a national abortion ban. More tax cuts for big corporations.
Republicans would have the power to name justices to the Supreme Court.
I don't want Republicans to have control.
I voted for Larry Hogan before, but no way this time.
I'm Angela Also Brooks, and I approve this message.
Coastal Comfort knows you can't always plan when you'll need us. That's why Coastal Comfort technicians are dedicated experts. Early mornings to late nights, cold or hot weather, day in and day out, delivering quality service when you need them. Reliable, trustworthy, always here for you. Experience the Coastal Comfort difference. Call us or visit coastalcomfort.com to schedule your appointment today. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Get ready for some fall fun at Dogfish Head's Milton Brewery. The Pumpkin Ale Fest kicks off Saturday, October 12th. You can expect games, live music, and of course, the pet photo booth. A portion of the proceeds will support the Brandywine Valley SPCA, and all pets are welcome.
All right. Does that include pet snakes?
I guess we'll see.
We'll see. All right, so Gateway Subaru camera in Ocean City. You can see the waves are actually lapping up on the shore there. We'll drop down to 53 degrees under mostly clear skies. Now, as far as our forecast is concerned, for tonight we're looking for starry skies and staying on the chilly side because we're going to fall until the frosty feeling kind of 46 degrees. So not only will you not have to use the air conditioner, you might have to turn on the heat for tonight. Now, for tomorrow, we will recover nicely with wonderful sunshine and 74 degrees. Winds out of the west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then on Thursday, we're going to stay kind of cool the entire day, starting in the morning and throughout the rest of the day, but we're still going to enjoy a good deal of sunshine. Our umbrella giveaway winner, by the way, Sarah Earhart of Ocean City. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. If you want to keep up with your forecast with our telephone line, all you got to do is call 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a phone call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Buckstead, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. We're looking at cooler conditions Thursday and Friday, but Saturday and Sunday, we bounce nicely back into a nice, summer-like pattern, at least for the weekend.
Thank you, Paul. And thanks for joining us here on Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.